Hello, this is a prepaid call from an inmate at the Virginia Department of Corrections, Red Onion State Prison. To accept this call, press 0.
This is Randall Via, a.k.a. Red Onion Randy. I'm currently serving 1,214 years for capital murder and armed robbery. Now, and finally, at a level 3, Buckingham Correctional Center. Stone's throw from where I grew up. If you have any questions or comments or want to leave a message or whatever, I've got a voicemail line. That number is 1-888-524-1932. You can also visit my website, which is new and improved and got different features and whatnot, at www.redonionrandy.com. I hope you do. Let's get started with the podcast. Everybody, this is Red Onion Randy. I got a guest today. He's actually in the prison and the pod that I'm in. I call him Razor. His real name is Hulbert. Came to me, when I first got here to Buckingham, and he said he heard about me, heard about the podcast and what I was doing, and he was interested. And so me and my editor gave him some advice, gave him information, and helping him and his people set it up. So I thought, why not? Let's just put him on here, give him a platform, see if we can, get him some listeners straight out the gate. If you like what you hear, go check him out. He'll give you the information where that's going to be found at. And he can be a bit of a weird dude, but he's damn entertaining. I'll give the boy that. Like, he can get out there sometimes. He's definitely got some weird views, but he's entertaining and funny as hell. So I thought y'all might actually enjoy it. Thought you might enjoy hearing something a little bit different, from a different perspective and a different personality. So I hope you enjoy.
Hey there, cats and kittens. My name is Hulbert. I am incarcerated, have been since 2001, December, so this December makes 24 years for me. Unfortunately, I am locked up for murder. It was a tragedy that never should have occurred, and I've never shied behind my mental health or the circumstance of the case. I've never hidden behind it. I did something horrible. And for the last 23 years, I have worked extremely hard to become a whole person, to find a way to make up for what I took from the world. And while I can't and don't know how that'll ever play out, how that will ever balance the scales, I have struggled with the idea of who I am and what I'm leaving behind in this world, and that's where my podcast comes in, my Substack. Prison culture is all about robbing people of hope, of desire. It gets them so beaten down to the point where they don't even want to try anymore. They don't want to stand up for what's theirs when it's taken from them by the administration, because what's the point? Nothing's going to change, right? I don't believe that. I don't believe in that kind of thing. And I see from in here, the world itself is very, very, very torn up. There's a lot of seriousness and there's a lot of seriousness about things that don't need to be too serious about. People have lost the capacity to just live in the moment and enjoy themselves. My Substack, Cheshire Madness, is all about trying to help everybody lighten up and stop being so stressed out they want to choke the nearest person. I know that Red Onion Randy is who I am eternally grateful for giving me an opportunity, because he has a huge following. He's been doing this for years, and if you listen to him, then you're already my kind of people. I approach things from a more lighthearted side of things, but I wanted to share with you so you'd have an idea of what you're getting yourself into. I want to share one of my prison stories that are more upbeat. I initially wrote this for a writing contest about food for vocal.media, and it's one of the most well-reviewed things I've received. I've gotten more criticism from that on a positive note than anyone else, and I wanted to share that with you all. Please forgive me. This is literally like one of my first couple of times doing recording, so I know I'm stammering, and I know I don't sound very professional, but hopefully I'll make you believe that I'm actually a real person. My story is called I Want to Give the World Nachos. It's a tale of cheesy, meaty awesomeness. At the time that I wrote it, I'd been locked up for 22 years, and I had learned that food had become very significant. It holds a very special kind of significance for inmates. Anyone who's ever been in prison can tell you that the food served there is trash. I mean, it barely meets the definition of food as I understand the word. Most of the inmates who cook the food are more concerned with stealing anything they can get in their pockets than they are with making sure that their fellow inmates get to eat as well as they do. And on the rare occasions that something is good is put on the menu, there's this huge rush to sell things. You'd be surprised at how much a good tray on Thanksgiving or Christmas could go for with its extra meat portion and its cake with white icing. I've seen them go for as much as $10 or more, depending on who was selling it or who was buying. Of course, as you might imagine, food sold by commissary is better, but more expensive. The food that the bag of Doritos that you can buy for $2 cost me almost $3. A case of ramen noodles cost me almost $10, and that's like the basic food staple for the free world. Growing up, I spent most of my time in psychiatric facilities, group homes, foster care. I was not unfamiliar with going to bed hungry. So this hardship wasn't, in prison wasn't anything new. It's actually the opposite for me when those rare and wonderful people that I meet in the free world who have shown me kindness that has led to me going to bed with a full belly, that takes a lot more getting used to than starving. And that's basically what the story is about. Several years ago, I was transferred from VA-DOC, the Department of Corrections, where I was living in River North at the time. I was transferred to Loudoun County Adult Detention Center, where I was having an evidentiary hearing for my habeas corpus. And I was placed in a maximum security block. It had 16 inmates. Of those men, 2 of them and I became real close real quick. It happens in institutional settings. You meet a couple people who resonate with you, and you spend all your time together. While my habeas corpus the proceedings were going on, my birthday came by, and I was blessed by my loved ones with enough funds to go to commissary to purchase foodstuffs for a meal. My 2 friends, Jay and Corey, if you guys ever hear this, what's up? They pitched in. And then they found out it was my birthday. They threw in. We all went to the store, and we made a pretty badass spread of nachos, and what I can assure you was the most bootleg birthday cake you will ever encounter. But for us, it was a feast. So we're sitting down to our nachos, and I just blissed out. I'm one of those people who understands beyond the immediate, that understands that things that make me happy aren't just that I have something and somebody else doesn't. It's because the things that I have are possible because of people who care. I was only going to have this badass spread of nachos and a birthday cake because people outside of my circle, the people in the world outside of here in the free world, they loved me and they cared enough to make sure that I had the ability to go to commissary and get something. And these 2 guys sitting with me, who'd become like brothers to me already, the 3 months that we known each other, they had their loved ones had given them money, and they used that money to make something bigger than we could have done individually. So it wasn't just that I was going to bed that night with a full belly for once, but it was because I was sitting at a table with 2 other guys who'd become part of my family. We pooled our resources. We made something that none of us could have afforded individually. And it was only made possible because people beyond the walls that we lived behind cared about us. It was a feast made possible by kindness. And in that moment, with all the uncertainty and stretching in front of me with my habeas corpus and how all those things were going to go, I was happy. Perfectly happy. In that moment, the one thing I wanted all the world was for everyone else in the world to feel my happiness. There were only 16 men in the block that I was in. I was in a maximum security block. 16 people was the max, and each of us had our single cells. And I invited all 13 of the other guys to join us. Half of them, I didn't even know their names. Never spoken to more than a couple word to some of them. And it didn't matter. That night on my hatching day, we shared nachos. The entire unit. And while I was watching these guys eat and hearing the way they were talking, these bootleg jailhouse nachos, I realized I was so much happier right at that moment sharing all of this than I would have been if the three of us had just eaten them all ourselves. And that meant more to me than anything in that moment. At that moment, it didn't matter what the judge decided about my habeas. I was happy. The world was complete. And there were several guys, thanked me, and there's one of them who, asked, why would you share your meal like this with a bunch of strangers? You don't even know most of us. And that's a fair question. I mean, prison sharing with anyone who's not part of your clique is usually a trick. It's a prelude to a con or, some predation in one form or another. And a lot of us aren't accustomed to kindness. I gave him the only answer I had. Everybody likes nachos. And in that perfect moment, seeing how happy the guys in my unit were in the act of sharing a simple feast of jailhouse nachos, I just wanted in a moment to give the whole world nachos. I want to give you all nachos. And it's funny the way these things resonate, the way these things carry out into the universe. On my Substack, you will see my declaration that this is the year of the towel and all the good things that are happening. Last week, I got a letter from a friend of mine who wanted to share something pretty staggering that had occurred. She's been playing this game called Dreamlight Valley. It's an online role-playing game based with Disney characters. And she's been playing it for years. And the different characters that you meet, the friendship levels you make, they get to ask you for quests. Go find me this type of wood, or pick me a flower, or make me this food. And there's literally hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of options they could choose from. One of the most recent characters that they had gotten was called the Cheshire Cat. And anybody who knows me knows I identify as the Mad Cheshire. I'm a Cheshire Cat with a Mad Hatter's grin, and if you want to know more about that, you're going to have to check out my Substack. But last week, he asked her, out of all the hundreds of thousands of things he could have asked her for, and in all the time she's been playing, this has never been asked for before, and it has never been asked for since. The Cheshire Cat asked her for nachos. And she wrote to me and told me about this and said, if that isn't a sign that the Cheshire madness is not already spreading throughout the multiverse, I don't know what is. I want to give you all nachos. And I hope that this story has made you smile. I hope the anecdote from my friend Jade and her travels in Dreamlight Valley has made you smile. I hope that you sign on to my site and you see the stuff that I'm doing, and you like what you see, and that you'll follow me and you'll share me with your friends. Because ultimately all I want is, when I die, for people to remember me. I want to leave behind something better than what I took from it. I want to leave behind a memory that I lived a life worth living, and that's why I do what I do. That's why I'm fighting for clemency. It's why I'm fighting for freedom. And I really, really appreciate Red Onion Randy giving me this opportunity, giving me this platform to speak my piece. I really hope to see some or all of you on Cheshire Madness. And thanks for listening. If nothing else, I hope I've brightened your day. I am the Kyle, and I've approved this message.
Well, I was born just west of the river. Mississippi mud running in my veins. And on the road is where I found freedom. And hotel rooms is where I found peace. I spent my whole life running my world. It's gonna be a long way home. And it's gonna take my heart and soul, my heart and soul. We started off before I started school. Mom and Dad said we're headed south, we're gonna move. Well, I hung on for a year or two after, but I forgot that house and Trail Ridge Road. I spent my whole life running from my world. It's gonna be a long way home. And it's gonna take my heart and soul, my heart and soul. I only see it now in memories, or in the night on a long drive through. Someday I'll put off the road somewhere near Easter morning, and I'll find that little church where my family filled the pews. I spent my whole life running from my world. It's gonna be a long way home. It's gonna take my heart and soul. It's gonna be a long way home. It's gonna take my heart and soul, my heart and soul.
All right, that's all the time we have for now. I appreciate you listening to me more than you'll probably ever know. I just want to let you know, don't forget to check out my website, RedOnionRandy.com. And for those of you who want to hear more, or you want to listen to the episodes commercial free, or hear me and my editor discuss a little bit further into the episodes, please go to Patreon, join me, support me. It's only $5 a month. And also, I want to just let y'all know that I have 4 books out now. I have 2 children's books. Also, I have the cookbook out, You're Going to Eat That. And book I'm extremely proud of that me and my editor, Michael, worked really hard on. You Ain't Beyond Saving. Please go and check this book out. Look, it's not, for me, it's not about the money. I genuinely believe you're going to love this book. I genuinely believe this book will help you. Everyone who has gotten it and read it so far raves about it. And as a matter of fact, I might actually get them to maybe review it for me on here or something. We'll see. But all you have to do is go to Amazon, type in Randall Via, RANDALL VIA, and those 4 books will pop up. They will pop up. Please check them out. It's something that I'm proud of. It's something that has a lot of meaning to me, because for a long time, books were my only friend. I've always dreamed of being a published author, and now I'll publish 4. With more on the way. So please, do yourself a favor. Get You Ain't Beyond Saving. The other 3, I'll leave it up to your taste and desires, but I really, really think you should get You Ain't Beyond Saving. That one it's a great book, and it really will help you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all's support.
Thank you for using GTL.